Welcome to practice. I'm Donna Cavanough, and we're going to begin seated today, sitting up onto a blanket. So you've just got a little bit of support under your sit bone, and it helps to tip the pelvis forward. Simple cross-legged position or whatever feels comfortable for your legs if you need to have them out straight. Lifting the spine. And closing your eyes and feeling the parts of your body that are in contact with the floor, the building, the earth. Which toes touch the floor, which ankle bone, or your heels if your legs are straight. Any parts of your thigh, sit bone. And then lengthening the spine from there, lifting the spine skyward, the top of the head. Relaxing your shoulders. Lengthen your breath and start breathing with a Ujjayi breath. Your Ujjayi breath, you can hear it and feel it in the back of the throat with the lips shut, gently closed. And each time you breathe in, lift the heart center of the body, the breastbone a little more. And don't let it sink down when you exhale, so keep it lifting. So that with each breath, you get more and more space. Relax your shoulders. Lovely. And then I'm going to go from side to side. So reaching left and taking the right arm by the right ear. And then reaching right and taking the left arm by the left ear. And we're going to keep going with that nice lengthened Ujjayi breath. You might find that your movement naturally follows along after the breath or with the breath. Reach as far as feels good. Lovely. Come back up to center. And just the head now from side to side. Ear to shoulder, back to center, other ear to other shoulder. Just the neck and shoulders. Still finding your Ujjayi breath. Good. And back to center. And then we're going to make a circle with the ribs around the pelvis. So the ribs are going to stay level to the floor. And again, you can make this a small and subtle movement or as big as feels good. Trying to still hear your breath, just audible, like listening into a shell. and then the other direction. Noticing where this might feel good in the body, some parts of the body stretching that need to stretch. You can also highlight places in the body where we need to have extra care and compassion. Noticing the ribs moving, something more supple. Lovely. And back to center. And been there for a little while. Change the legs, the cross of the leg. Bring your hands to your ribs now. And as you make your Ujjayi breath, see if you can expand your ribs out into the palms of your hands. And as you exhale, really contracting and relax your shoulders as much as you can. Ujjayi breath with the ribs expanding and contracting. Neck nice and relaxed. Feeling that good balance of your spine, head over the spine, over the sit bone. Nice work. Just letting your breath return to a breath that feels really supportive of what you're doing in your practice. And we're going to balance our feet out in front and just off the floor, holding your knees. Arch your spine back and forward. So find a breath that really supports the energy that you're using. Find your spine now in a position that feels really supported and switch on the front core of the body, particularly to hold your spine. Lifting the spine. Beautiful. All right, we're going to let go the hands if that feels okay in your back. So use your core body. Great. And we're going to take the knees over to the left and the arms over to the right, and then back to center. And then the knees go to the right and the arms go over to the left. And we're going to go from side to side. So you don't want to be straining your back. And if you find you are, you can hold your knees or you can even put your feet on the floor for this. Make sure you're using your core body and feeling the breath that really supports what you're doing. Beautiful. And then back to center. Cross your legs again or put your legs out comfortably. Just sitting up nice and tall now. If you put your hands behind your hips, it's going to help you ease the bones of the lower back forward. Give that part of your body a nice stretch. Connecting to your satisfying. Lovely. We're going to take an all fours position now. You can always put a blanket under your knee if you find the floor is hard. Stretch the fingers wide. So now our point of contact with the floor is different. Hand, fingers, fingerprint, base of your index fingers. Stretch the thumb. Feel the knees, the fronts of the feet. Good, and then we're going to arch the spine skyward and earthward. Feel the flow of your breath. Find your Ujjayi breath again. Find a neutral position for the spine and really use your core awareness to support that position. And we're going to lift the right leg straight up, and we're going to make really big circles with the right knee. So you keep the knee bent, but you're going to investigate your hip movement and take the circles as far as you can. Make sure you're using your buttock muscle, the right buttock muscle, to really help you lift and hold the weight of the leg up. So now we're employing really strongly the back core of the body, including the gluteus muscle. Try not to tip over to the left. Keep the fingerprints pressing down. Feel that the breath is satisfying. And take the leg in the other direction now. Lovely. And knee back to the floor. Good. And then the left leg is going to lift up. Good. And then nice big circle. Use your left buttock muscle, making sure that you're using that muscle to help when you lift the leg, to help stabilize. And then the other direction. Nice work. And we're going to take forward Virasana. Take the knees a little bit wider than you normally would, and even the feet a little bit wider. We get a bigger stretch for the hips here. And hands go as far forward as your shoulders are able to do. Lengthening through the upper arms and the armpits. Lift up onto the fingertips. Open the chest and the armpits towards the floor. And then flatten the hands. Stretch forward a little more. Nice work. And come back up to all fours. We're going to tuck the toes under. Re-establish that good connection of your hands to the floor. Press the fingerprints down, base of the index fingers. Good. And toes are tucked under. We're going to lift the knees just off the floor. And arch your spine up and down. So the knees are hovering. We're finding the core body, quadriceps, the front of the thighs. Nice work. And then this time, we're going to rest the hands back beside you in child's pose. Work. And lifting up. Bring your hands forward on the mat again, but this time we're going to be in a forearm balance position. You can have your hands flat to the floor and your forearms parallel to each other. My shoulder won't let me do that, so I'm going to have hands in namaste. Elbows just as wide as the shoulders. Good. And we're going to tuck the toes under and lift the knees just off the floor, looking forward. Feel the bones of your middle back embedding forward. You look forward. Press the wrists down, the forearm bones down. Nice work. And then we're going to release. And let's take another child pose and relax the arms, the shoulders, the hands beside you. Inhale and come up. We're going to kneel up and step the right foot forward. So we're going to find a long lunge here. So hands at the floor, and you can either keep your left knee on the floor or you can tuck your left toes under and straighten the back leg. Bring your left hand closer to your right foot and your right hand onto your sacrum. We're going to turn the ribs to the right side. A nice deep pressing your back heel. Good. And then releasing that side, hands back to the mat, lower gently your left knee. Lift yourself all the way up off the mat and step your right knee back and your left foot forward. So hands to the sacrum. Oh. And stepping your left foot back and resting again into child's pose. Feeling the flow of your breath. And we're going to come up to standing. So however that works for you, I'm going to go from kneeling, tucking the toes under, knees off the floor, and press to stand up. We're going to work in a wide-legged position, facing the long side of the mat. And you can get into your wide leg position however it works for you, thumping or stamping or stepping, whatever feels good just now. Let's put the toes in and the heels out. Good. We're going to make a back bend, looking up at the ceiling. Bringing the torso forward for Prasarita, Padottanasana. Lifting kneecap, quadricep, sit bone. Hands underneath the shoulders onto the floor. Now, if you're not reaching, you can put your hands on your leg. Or even you could use a piece of furniture and put your hands on a chair or a couch. Bend one leg and feel the stretch in your other leg. And we're going to go like that from side to side. So we're moving the hips from side to side. If you've got a lot of movement, you can move your hands as well. Otherwise, you can just keep them centered. You can walk them over towards the bent leg foot. Going from side to side, and we'll keep in our focus the feeling of the breath so that the movement is following the breath. Nice work. Let's see, if you turn your toes out now from here, so come back to center, turn your toes out, and now keep going. It'll be a different experience, and you might be able to go a little bit lower with the hips towards the opposite heel. If you can come into a full squat on one side or a half squat on one side, you can lift the straight leg toes off the floor so you're on your heel. Beautiful. So you can try that from side to side. You don't have to go that far if you're getting a lot from the other work. Some people might even be able to do that without using the hands on the floor. I don't think I'm up to that today. Lovely. Back to center. Turn your toes in again, heels out, and let's just walk the hands forward as far as you can from your mat, the edge of your mat, so that you give your shoulders a nice big stretch and your chest. Lift your kneecaps and your quadriceps and your sit bones and feel the satisfaction of your breathing. Good. And we'll walk the hands over towards the left foot and really reach with your right hand as far as you can. You can even hold that right hand with your left hand down onto the floor and sink your right shoulder blade towards the floor. Keep lifting the knees. Cool. Walk back, hands to center, and then walk the hands over to the right side. And really, really reaching with the left hand this time. You can press that hand down onto the floor with the right hand and then sinking your left shoulder blade towards the floor. Ah. Lovely. Back to center. We're going to bend the knee. Inhale and come up. And think about how you're going to get back to feet hip width. And it could be all kinds of ways. You can wiggle heels, toes. You can do little stampy jumps. You can jump lightly. But it's interesting to challenge yourself with an intention of the way you're going to move and then seeing if you can do that. Speaking of which, we're going to intend to keep shifting weight from side to side. And what you're going to do is stand in the left leg, lift the right leg. Before you place the right foot back down, you're going to find exactly where it's going to go on the floor and then transfer your weight. We're just going to go from side to side. If you're having trouble lifting your foot off the floor, you can just come up onto just the skin of the tip toes. So you're not really balanced there, but your foot's there and you feel safe. Or you could use a wall or a chair. We find this meditation in shifting the weight. Great. Finding Tadasana now, so feet hip width and parallel. We're going to balance on the left foot now, and the right foot is going to reach all around the mat, around in front of you, out to the side, even behind you, as though you were trying to find something in the dark with your toes and pick it up. So the left side is doing the weight bearing, and the right side feels dexterous and curious. Good, and then finding your balance and where the foot's going to land, hip width parallel, changing sides, standing in the right foot and reaching around with the left foot now. Reach as far as you can from your standing foot. Keep the toes moving so you're ready to pick up whatever it is, some treasure. Nice work. And then we find where the foot's going to land and Tadasana. Feeling your feet on the floor, the building, the earth, and your body balance. Lovely. Take your toes out and your heels down. And for Malasana, we're going to practice our squat as deeply as you can go. Might just be a little way, depending on your knees. As deeply as you can go without the heels lifting. And then we press the heels and lift up from there. We're going to do a few of those. So the heels stay down and we keep the awareness in the heels, but also following your breath. That replenishing, you drier breath. Lovely, one more. Great. And that was to warm us up so we can try our sitting without using the hands. I get to the point where my heels are not off the floor, but there's that last little bit. And then if you try wiggling from side to side, so one heel touches the ground and then the other, it helps to warm up the feet a little for the last bit, if that is helpful to you. Lovely. We're going to sit back up onto the blanket. Feet to the right side, both feet. And if your knees don't want to do that tucking in, you can make a mermaid tail. Otherwise, tucking your feet neatly in beside your right hip. Classically, the top of your left foot in the sole of your right foot, but not over your body's knees like that. So as best you can. For Bharadvajasana. We're going to begin this by leaning back and take your left hand to the floor behind you. Lean back and give yourself a nice big stretch in your belly. You want to feel the skin really stretch from the right hip across the belly button to the left ribs. Looking back past your left hand. Ooh. Feel the parts of your body that are on the floor, supported by the earth. So if you've got your pressure on your hand, treat your hand with care. Keep the fingerprints pressing. Let the body turn, following the breath. Lovely. Now we're going to bring the torso more perpendicular to the floor by wiggling in your left hand now, but keeping that nice big turn of your ribs, your belly. Your right hand can be on your left knee or leg to help you turn. I'm going to just follow the Ujjayi breath now. Feel the spine lengthening skyward. Good, and then releasing just your head and neck, and then your spine. And we're going to flip the feet around to the second side. I didn't say this on the first side. My apologies. To help you sit up straighter, the equipment, the blanket, would feel better or do better work under the right sit bone, but not the left. And you might be able to feel you're a little bit more even in your side waist, lower back. Good. So getting your legs comfortable, your feet comfortable, and then we're going to lean the torso back. Put your right hand on the floor with wisdom, and then turning the torso. So we want to try and get a stretch in the belly. That's why we're leaning back. So we get those attachments of the core muscles that are even in on the inner face of the pelvis. You might be able to feel you can really get a little stretch there. And feeling again where your body is connected to the support, but lengthen the spine. Good, and now we're going to bring the spine more skyward, so perpendicular to the floor. Wiggle your right hand in. The way you use your hands in yoga to help support, always be kind to the hands. You can be up on your fingertips. And we're turning now, following the breath. Supported and reaching the spine skyward. Letting the rib follow the breath and become spacious. Good, and then releasing. Back to center. Nice work. Sitting more symmetrically now on your blanket. And we're going to take the legs out in front and feet wide. Actually, I've just realized I fall off my blanket when we do this sequence. So you probably don't need a blanket. We're going to take the legs, the knees. So the feet are as wide as you can. Your knees go left. To swap sides, there's a few ways you could do that, but what I want you to concentrate on is lift the right knee and find the biggest distance between the left knee and the right knee. And you want to keep that distance as you now shift your weight over to the right side. So keep the distance. Don't just let the left knee fold in. And once the right knee is supported on the floor, then let the left knee fold in. So keeping the distance between the knees and going from side to side. So this is a preparation for Swastikasana and peace pose. See what I mean about coming off the blanket? Lovely. We're going to lay down now. happy baby pose, where you're laying on your back and your arms reach on the inside of your bent knees and hold your leggings or your feet. Like it's really relaxed. Or feeling in your body what it was like to have those kind of hip. Mm. And we're going to straighten one leg, and it might not go all the way to straight, but try to find your big resistance, that big feeling of stretch, and find your dry breath. So you can explore that straightening, fully supported with awareness and breath. Mm. Good, and then releasing that side. So this works best when your knees are at their widest heading. So just check that you've done that. And then try straightening your other leg. Mm. Finding your dry breath. Mm. And these things, both legs bent now. And you can feel how your back is supported by the floor. And the belly is relaxed. Good. And then we just feet down onto the floor. So the soles of the feet are also in contact with the floor. And arch your spine up and down. Just your lower, sorry, I said the wrong thing. Just your lower back up and down. So lower back lifts skyward and earthward. We all know what those things mean. Whereas up and down can be subjective. Arms relaxed onto the floor. Letting go of tension from the spine. As the core body moves. Lovely. We're going to I'll pick up the feet, cross the feet at the ankles, and try to put your feet down as close as you can underneath your sit bones and then knees towards the floor. And there should be some kind of stretch. For some people, it'll be very strong in the quadriceps. We'll just take a moment to relax here. Mm. If you would like to stretch your arms as well, you could take cactus arms or arms overhead, whatever feels good just now. Good. And then we want to swap the cross of the ankles. So pick up your feet. The closer the feet are to underneath the sit bones, the bigger stretch for the quadriceps. Mm. Good. And then folding in your arms and your legs and hug your knees into your chest. Looking a and satisfying breath. Good. Take yourself out straight. Shavasana. Namaste. And if, like me, you need to finish your practice, we're going to roll over to the right side and come up to sitting. Hands at your heart. Feeling the support of the earth and reaching skyward. Take the feeling of the practice with you. Namaste.